The people are talking about people. The love over hate, the good over evil. If they gon' talk, might as well give them a reason to. PK and the Prof kicking off with a season 2. Sometimes you don't look for love, you let it find you. I pray someday you find somebody to align to. The naysayers don't count, they never mind you. So be fruitful and multiply all the ties that bind you. What's in the past is the past, that's behind you. We've all had some.
Hey, Prof.
Hey, baby.
We're going to thank everybody for just watching us. And we're hoping that some people more subscribe and some people more just love us, because we're really just here to talk about it. Season 2. How about we give no doubt about it? How about we just talk about it?
Oh, I'm ready to talk about it, baby. You know I'm ready to talk about it.
We're going to step up this time, and we're going to talk about being step-parents. Right? I had no idea that I would ever assume that role. Ever. None. 0. 9. Nothing. So I find myself to be your children's stepmom. You find yourself being my daughter's stepdad.
It's a little different, as we know. We should talk about that.
Well, then talk about the differences that you mind it, because it's the same definition, stepmom, stepdad, but tell how the differences you mind it.
Well, I mean, I know what we set out to do, and we set out to blend families. We set out to put a foundation in place to go, hey, we think it's important. We sat them things down, sent them to Jamaica. We also understood that they were coming from different realities. That, I think I underestimated, right? We knew that. And I've said on that, the difference between divorce and death and what that means for kids. Us coming from family, we know how to do family. And in fact, one of the reasons why we connected was because I knew you have family. You have family. You know, I mean, I knew there was a structure in place of family, and I needed that, considering what I was also, considering my cracks, considering the things that eventually led to my divorce. And so I knew what I sought, and I was thankful by that. And so as we build that, they're coming together 12 years later, that looks differently. Because I know what we set out to do.
It looks differently.
Yeah, it looks different. And I don't know if I had any imagination, prejudgments, or presumptions, but we knew we were, and almost, you know, you had oldest, youngest, middle, my two sat in the middle, but still one son, one daughter. And I'll never forget when the girl, especially, because we saw her grow up differently. She was younger. She came 44-17 one time. We were talking downstairs, and she was emotional. You have girls now. I was like, yeah, more girls. I mean, I remember she felt some way in terms of the union, right?
Of course she would.
Yeah.
Because in divorce, I think that, and in remarriage, I think that kids feel left out. And that's what our circle back was about, having them understand that the way they were created was in love. It was that thing. We loved your mom. We loved your dad. Now we just love differently. However, the taint becomes as we are, and we should talk about this, because the taint becomes when we as African American people, black people, let me say that shit out loud, because I'm not getting ready to just lie to y'all motherfuckers' faces. I'm gonna say, for real, we do not play our for real family card. Our card is so hard. That shit is the boom, you went to Boston. Boom, I got your spade. Yes. Guys, I just think that I'm very passionate about this thing because it's family. And I think that's just how it's built. Piece by piece, Lego by Lego. as we've said, Prof and I we didn't aim to create situations where our children need to recover from. But let's be real, they have to recover from.
Well, what do you mean?
My children have
Talk
to
about
recover from a death. Their father died. Boom. That's just straight up. There is no equivocation to that shit. He just died.
Can I ask you a question though about this?
Please.
Because that is from 12 years on. Bruh, rest his soul, passed July, right after Father's Day, day after Father's Day, 2013. Yes?
That's correct.
But there was life before that. Is the recovery both? Is there nothing to recover from this period to this, or is it just from here on?
Absolutely not. The last time that question was posed, it was, what years or how many years did you feel like your ship was sinking?
Yeah.
And I answered that question as honestly as I could. And I said 15 years. And then you asked me a question, Hobson or Prof. You asked me, so for those 10 years, what did you do? And you know what we did? We lived. We never forgot the promise. He died. He died. We never forgot the promise. So I think that, and when we go death and divorce, I don't even know if you want to hear this, but you guys forgot the promise. You guys forgot the promise that you made to each other.
That's real.
Can I ask what the promise was, or you can't say?
Well,
the promise is when we get married, when we say all the things. Death did me part.
Right. Death didn't do me part.
It didn't. They had a plan, and they didn't work that plan. I mean, I don't know, right? Quite frankly, where the cracks came, I don't know.
There were multiple.
It's not my level. It's not my business to know.
But then I think you're onto something. I want to bring us back because the cracks, in my mind, speak to the recovery we're talking about.
Cracks in my
mind. Right. So
yeah.
So yes, in 19 there were multiple cracks in the levee. I mean, when they give you a paper, the levee broke, and I agreed to that. So it's not just her. You have to agree to that shit, and so I did. I agreed to go through the process.
Well, but you're a reasonable man. I mean, why would you not?
Because I'll tell you why.
Why would you not?
I'll tell you why. Because
you won't want to give up the money. We know people that don't want to give up the money. There it is. Let's say I was saying, and you know,
that wasn't my story.
I'm speaking.
I know what you're saying.
Yes.
That could be multiple though.
Oh, motherfuckers don't want to give their money up.
Are we talking about spousal?
Yeah, money.
I'll be in it, but I ain't really committed. I just need to check. I need that comfort. Okay. So when that piece came, I mean, some have a reason to do that, and some. How about this? Some also want you to fight for it.
She did. She wanted you to fight for her, and she felt like you didn't, and then she got mad.
Might still be mad.
She is still a little angry. I don't know if mad is a difference in anger, and I think that you shouldn't hang on to any of those things.
I don't.
But that's people's business. But again, it's the fertilizer that we put into our kids.
That's it.
Because to grow that peach tree, do you imagine it was that easy? We nurtured that tree, that apple tree, that pear tree. We have trees in our yards, and we take the seed, right? And we try to grow it.
No, that's real.
Right, and we put shit in there. We put all the compost in there.
Can I come back to this point about recovery?
Yeah.
Because we're having that conversation now. That's yesterday's conversation. That's today's conversation. Can you just explain a little bit more about what you mean by, not you, move back. On recovery.
He might have something to say.
Yeah. On recovery. What's the recovery piece?
So as we're stepping up, and this is the conversation that we're having as step parents, in my specific relationship with your children, in general, I'm just going to say this, and I have to be very specific because I can compare and contrast. My daughters adore you. They think Rod is that guy. And it's not he's better than their dad, rest his soul. It's just that he stepped up, right? And he responded to a need that they still have. They were accustomed to. They were not raised by single parents. They did not have divorced parents. They had a unit, and they had an operating unit that worked for them. And at some point, the major fucking cog got taken out. He's like Cogsley Cog. Remember the Jetson? Cogsley Cogs? It was like if Cogsley didn't make that one piece of thing, it didn't work. It just went that way for them.
Hold on. I'm distracted a little bit. Are y'all? I can hear y'all. Y'all? Because I can. I thought it was my music, but
Your music was on earlier.
yeah. Make sure it's low.
We had something we were relating over there, but don't worry.
I want to hear it because it sounds like something that we need to go, babe.
So I was just relating, like, if we all know the Jetsons, and when we were watching it, it was like the Cogsley. Cogsley was this guy who owned this mega corp, right? But he had the Cogsley cog, and it was that one thing that made all the things work.
And you're referring to?
And I'm saying when one piece of that leaves, it breaks the unit down.
Yeah.
It does. And so, as I explained, that my 3 daughters, very specifically, I have 3 daughters, and they're not just 3 kids, they're 3 daughters.
Daughters.
They're women. They're women now.
Yeah.
But when their daddy died 13 years ago, 12 years
16,
ago.
17, and
yeah,
23.
they were not, it doesn't even matter the age their dad died.
Yeah.
Right, that's really it.
Yeah.
And to point to stepping up.
Real quick about, is it a gender thing of why you emphasize young ladies? You were like, and they were women.
But no, women now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is
I
it a thing
didn't.
to
I
Well-
don't
emphasize
have.
because
I mean,
you
I
are
raised
young
girls.
ladies
I
that-
mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I'm just asking. It
well,
sounded
I mean,
like-
and I want to say some things, but I want her to go back because of her train of thought, and
Okay.
maybe some of the things. So now I could say women because because I had 1 girl growing up,
Right.
and so when 3 more came,
I got you.
I didn't know how to raise women.
I got you.
I was raising out. I'm making the connection. I'm making the connection.
Yeah, I got
So
it.
just stay with me.
Yeah.
So, I saw that because I saw. Sorry, you would cut that, but cut the word names. But I saw my girl grow up, and I'm like, when she had that moment and came downstairs in 4417, she said, "You have girls now." Well, yeah, and I get it how she felt, but I also knew I hadn't been that route. I knew I'd done 0 to 14. I didn't know the next stage of girl womanhood, and so that's what the 3 brought to me. I mean, from me making my trips from 4284 to the Verbena in the evenings on Monday and staying for a couple of days and going back to 4284 and doing 3 days here, 4 days up, 3 days here, 4 days up, and really spending time in the basement, really coming in the basement and just not trying to invade their space, but staying low key down here. And I had those little office here, make sure that I do a little work, but staying out of that routine because I knew there was a structure, and that was a structure that I needed in my life. I mean, the girls, they gave me I think one of their first gifts was a set of cufflinks, which symbolized, because the oldest one wrote a poem that said something about you're our cufflink. So that piece, in terms of what she's describing, is real in terms of how, but it was approach. I love this woman. And so whomever she brought with her, they was going to be with. And so that family there was different than the other 2 who had a mama, and also the things that were given that mama at that time, because she was facing loss and also bringing off that stress to them. Hence, my own girl was disconnected with me for 1.5 years until 2017, right? Until 2010, she literally said in college, "I'm ready to reconcile with you in January 2017," because of the pain she was feeling the cracks that she was trying to recover from. So that's that recovery piece we're talking, and where they are now in that recovery piece. Now, 12 years later, that's where we are now in terms of stepping up. But them girls, man, they brought a sunshine to me at a moment that I needed it, and it was just them being there. They gave me a poem for one of these Father's Day. It was like, one who made the choice to love one another's child as their own, one who steps up to provide, protect, encourage, and love. You may not have given me the gift of life, but you've given me the gift of you. Thank you for being the father you didn't have to be. And so when those three sent me that poem and plaque, you know, that touched me. But we also they saw us living as family. They saw us living as family, doing our best to bring, even despite the divorce, death realities. We wrote poems for these kids that sit in 607 every step that they were graduating, because them niggas hadn't graduated. I mean, we had, you know, and so the first 5 years was just really just leaning into them to make sure that the things that they set out to do, they got done. High school, college, get the fuck out and start living your own life. That's what we did the first 5 years. That's what we do in terms of stepping up. That's our stepping up piece. Now, how they continue to live and we develop, that's where we are now.
So may I ask one question?
You can ask me a question, because I've heard Dr. Hobson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Prof.
No, I wasn't gonna report to him. I was wanting you to say
Yes.
this was happening over here for what they were doing with Rodney. What was going on with you and the girls?
My girls, my daughters initially, girls.
Like Rodney was saying, he came into this situation.
They understood what it was going to be. That was not a misunderstanding.
Okay.
It was not, Mom is gonna love this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna marry this guy. We're gonna go with that. And we're gonna give the deference and respect that's deserved.
Y'all had that conversation, you and your girl.
My daughters and I.
And what I'm trying to say is, I hear that from what he's saying, because he's saying they did give him that. They wrote poems to him, the first coupling. That shit is beautiful to me. I'm just looking from the outside hearing.
It took me aback, because I didn't imagine that they would have that much love. But what I know is they missed that thing, right? They missed that dad thing. They missed being able to give dad that worst tie.
Daddy's home.
Or that, you know, that bad bar of soap. They missed that. Those are three little girls that you have to understand that he was that guy.
That's what I'm about to say. So obviously Rodney exuded that energy.
Absolutely.
Whatever it was, that energy, they didn't miss a beat by bringing him into what they were used to receiving, as you say. They was used to dad.
Mom set that tone.
Well, that's beautiful. I think I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The way y'all talking about this, I'm envisioning in blended family. That's how blended family should be. Getting used to each other. The girls really embraced him. Beautiful.
But I didn't get that same love, and I still don't. As stepmom,
Okay.
I'm just that on paper. It just might as well read, Deb, I'm just now about to change my name, maybe. I'm thinking about that shit.
So what you're saying is the same.
I do not receive, it was not received the same.
Yeah, can we hear a little bit of that before we wrap?
Yeah, the wrap up is it's not received the same.
But go ahead.
First of all, you know what? I do not fancy people calling grown adults by their first names. Right. And I wanted to ask my children not to call Rodney. Pop Pop is what they said we would call him. But then they were like, well, Deborah or Deb. And so it became this thing. So they thought, well, we'll just call him Rodney. So it became levels of respect to the game. That's how it runs.
Has this conversation been with your daughter about the relationship she has with her? You guys got into anything in depth on that?
No, we have not got into anything in depth on that. I mean, I think the way we set the foundation was, the expectation was Mom, here's how we're running the game. We're moving forward. Again, they have divorcing, and the product of that divorce thing has bled for years. And so that speaks to that.
5 stages of grief in a way. This is a loss. I'm not comparing them whatsoever. But still, the girls managed to embrace while the daughter, I don't want to keep.
And son
Did not.
Not the same way. We had different realities. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but they were in the house. Sure. I mean, they had an opportunity. We were, wedding, and and then.
But shall I say, never give up, though, right?
Well, I mean, the point is that they have to live their lives away.
Sure, no doubt.
This is back to that recovery piece. Because my dude is reaching out to me.
Yeah, I hear you say that.
He's reaching out to me more.
Yeah.
And some of that is because he's also in relationship with someone he cherishes. And now they're asking questions.
That's right.
Right? So he's realizing he doesn't have some answers.
That's right.
And so he's asking some questions.
We should.
He's asking some questions. And he's trying, so back to recovery, he's also recovering and reclaiming, which I appreciate because I've seen it, in them. Yeah, but the point is, they can't have a good relationship with her, my boo, if they don't have a good relationship with me.
That's right.
They can't.
That's right.
Because if they don't trust me, how can they trust her?
That's right.
And they don't even know stories, because I'm sure stories got told about how things unwound about us. And I've made those stories clear to mine.
Yeah.
But still, they got fed some things.
It's called a heart, because here's the thing, and I'm the PK to this prof, and I'm going to tell you that if someone shows you kindness, you show it back.
It's easy.
Your kids didn't do that to me. They did not. I'm going to say that out loud. I show kindness. My girls show kindness. They showed a level of resilience and a level of keeping moving that we had no party to your kids for. So when it came down to it, they're definitely not gonna take that ride, because that shit is easier told than saddled and rode.
No, I'm with it.
All right,
And I was.
you can whatever you're gonna.
No, I mean it's spot on. I think that 12 years in, there were things that happened the first few years in terms of developing, and then here we are now 12 years later, and we're feeling some of those same things that we either mended or so the recovery at this stage for us is really this conversation. For us is how we recover and reclaiming our own kids in this moment and the moment that preceded. Right, because I found out that even some of them are asking questions. My dude's asking me questions about things that preceded this. He's got questions about shit before this.
As he should.
Yeah, and then this is a whole nother level of recovery.
I got you.
Right,
Yeah, no doubt.
right.
That's a beautiful conversation, y'all. Go ahead and tell
It's
your
the
folks.
shit we put in the fertilizer, right?
Give it to you.
And how do we make a really great peach tree? Do we have any great peaches that are falling off our trees?
Well, we got to put some shit down. We got to put some manure down, make sure that the stuff is right. Got to prune it, and check on it. You know what I'm saying?
It's the shit we put in the fertilizer that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
It matters that we can prune it, we can do it, but it's where we planted it. It's the same place that came out of your vagina, my vagina, and your penis. Yes, it's where we motherfucking lay the shit down. Yeah, that's right. And then how did we prune that shit? We put more shit in it. We put our shit in it. We put our family shit in it. We just made shit a ball of shit. And we're just trying to be hopeful that human beings come out of this motherfucker. We got good peaches. We got good peaches. We loved our peaches. We shared our peaches. Yeah. We put good shit in there.
And I'm on my rap, but one of my uncles who was there at the first part of my life, used to say, and you didn't get a chance to meet him, but a Ghanaian uncle said, the miracle of marriage is being married. And he used the analogy of people who come from different, walks of life. And then they come together. Not like old school where they're from the same like neighborhood village, but here we are making life and making marriage, making it happen. And that's what I love. That's what gets me going. And so I just want to make sure.
Prof, I know that
I want to rap. I was
we
doing my rap.
get married because we're in love, but we stay married because we love.
How we would
It's
fill the
fine,
gap.
because we're the Pecan Prof.
Yeah.
And we want to shout it out because we're going to launch. We're going to have a big launch party. We need to launch our thing. We need people to see our thing. We have a new young artist on our set.
Yeah.
He just absolutely is the best.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all. We
Yeah.
are the Pecan Prof.
Yeah.
And we're going to run this show one more time.
And we thank the people for second time around. We are second time around, and we are the, what? What's the show? What's the show?
We are stepping it
up.
up.
We stepping at something to talk about. We want to thank everyone. Subscribers, please continue to like, continue to share.
Talk to us.
We have a story to tell, and we're sure you do too. I'm the Prof.
I am the PK. Here we are. No regrets, no retreats, no return. We have a plan, a purpose, and a partner. We are here. We ready for it. Y'all come. Give us.
Make it. Who better to remind you there's some real OGs that let their love shine through.
Is he growling?
Was he growling?
Yeah, because of the boys.
The friends, the foes, the patience, the grace, the chemistry, the trust, the realization that all we got is us. So let's give them something to talk about. Let them know what it's all about. Saying, let's give them something to talk about. When it's matters of the heart, no doubt, talk about love.